Sorry that I didn't know.
Big board meeting today, but hi, welcome to Next Normal. So that's a very special edition. First of all, I'm all dressed up. We had a board meeting today, so I'm a little bit more formal. And we do a car show. Howard is still on the road. Yeah, traffic is unexpected in many ways, but nevertheless, we are online, and I'm very happy to have you. And
Thank you.
let's try to be as quick and as to the point as possible, because today we talk about the secret sauce. And please make a short intro of yourself and maybe the point what's about doing waffle makers and frying pans and all kinds of barbecue cases. What's there on the secret sauce?
Okay. Well, I'm not driving, so it's okay. But I appreciate you having me on when I'm still in transit. So pleasure to be on again, Joseph, and nice to see you again. So, secret sauce. My name is Howard Greenspan. I'm the CEO of SAS Direct. We are one of the largest sellers on the Amazon.com platform, and have been selling on the platform for the last 13 years. Unlike most online retailers or traditional retailers, we view ourselves as like a new hybrid amongst retail, where for years retailers have been trying to figure out how do we get online, and we said we're going to start online and take that proof of concept and bring it to traditional retail stores. So basically, if you're a Target or Walmart and you say, hey, you know what, I don't want your product, you can say, well, hey, we're the number one bike accessory on online or barbecue product online. Get rid of some of the other ones that don't sell and take us on there. So we even though majority of our business is on the online platforms, all of our products are really geared for both traditional retail and the new modern digital retail. So for your viewers, secret sauce, we have a lot of neat products, and most of our products do very well online because we have you have to think like a search engine, unlike traditional retail where consumer's going to walk by a shelf and say, ooh, I want that. Our products, really, people are going to find them by what they search for. So the higher you are in the search engine under your search term, that's really what's going to be products.
Yeah. And I think that's a very interesting component. I mean, I had the pleasure of running a home electronic home device company in Switzerland, but had a lot of experience also on other home appliances. And I mean, if you look for a waffle maker, you look for waffle maker, and then you look at Amazon, because that's the place you look for products, and then you go to the ones above and with the best reviews. And if the product has good quality, people are happy to buy it, and then you rebuy it. And this is interesting, maybe to differentiate, because there are some large brands, and there had been some huge consolidation going on at the market. But it's interesting that even against those, like the big Group Seeb, for example, a company who bought all the big brands, you still have an opportunity in the online marketplace.
Yeah, well, let's take it a step further, Joseph. Don't think of it just as Amazon. Think of it as any online platform. And it doesn't mean that your product is the best quality um, is what they see it. Like if you want a garlic press, or a cutting board, you're going to type cutting board on the search engine. I hope you can still see me. And what comes up number one, you're going to look at it. If it's what you want, you'll buy it. If not, you'll look at number two, number three. But you're not going to page 10, 20, 30 looking for a regular purchase. And those ones on page 30 could be terrific. So the question is how do you get yourself on page one? And it's not on whatever search engine you are, Google, Amazon, eBay, HomeDepot.com, Walmart.com.
Walmart,
and that's really the secret to all any kind of digital e-commerce play is how relevant can you make your products, because everybody's fighting for the same position. And whoever gets the number one, like if you type in kids waffle maker and I have a kids related waffle maker, I'm going to sell it if I can get that search term. I'm not going to sell it if I don't. On the positive, you can buy it now with the modern world of advertising, but as anybody will tell you, acquisition costs on digital brands are going skyrocketing every year. So the more able you are to organically get search engine positioning or organically bring people to your brand is going to give you a huge competitive advantage. And that's really where when you talk about secret sauce, our secret sauce 5 years ago was very different than 3 years ago, very different than today, and probably different than 2 years ago. But that's what every e-commerce brand needs to figure out is how are you going to get organic positioning and get people to see your brand for the most economic and cost-effective ways possible. And there is secrets to that.
And what you explained me and what I found very interesting. I mean, 5 years ago, we knew about Kickstarter. We knew that it would be great if you want to have a great product to get customers to rate it, to get them introduced. But that's a whole system now. That's something you do frequently to involve customers early, to get traction, to have a complete storyline from product development to launch to the product life cycle. And I think that's a very interesting, but it's not about buying positioning, but more building positioning and having a great product.
I mean, everybody knows. I mean, it's kind of like I was, my retail sales person was talking about his sales and said if we only got to be in the front of the store, our sales were terrible at Bed Bath & Beyond because we were in the back of the store. And I said, well, of course, but everybody wants to be in the front of the store. You can't, you're going to go tell the buyer it did badly because you're in the back of the store. The key is to have a product that can sell in the back of the store and it's worthy of the front of the store. And it's the same on the e-commerce platform. Everybody wants to be in the front of, in the first page. So the question is, I think some of the buzzwords now are alternate platforms, alternate positionings in the more traditional search engines, like the Googles and the Yahoo. Social media, which everybody says social media is, a no-brainer, but how many people actually do it? I'll give you so for example, last week, our brick building waffle maker, which I don't know, are you familiar with that, Joseph?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I'll explain it to some of the viewers. It's a waffle maker that can make Lego-shaped bricks, and you could build a house of waffles.
Kids love it.
Product has been viral many times, and it was launched on an alternate platform, Kickstarter. Even though the product was already being developed, the ability to launch products in the e-commerce arena is your ability to be successful. So if you have a platform that pays for your product and gets you pre-orders before you even get it into stock, it's just another vehicle to launch a product. But anyway, last week, an influencer featured the waffle maker, and it got 24 million views, and his headlines were things I must get now. And he featured it on his top 10 list of things he must get now. And it had 24 million views. We didn't pay a dime for that.
Yeah.
If you think about, if you have 24 million views, let's say you have 1% is 240,000 views. And let's say you have a tenth of 1%, which is 24,000 views. 24,000 views, if you paid for that in advertising, and you're going to get a lot more views than that and a lot more conversion because it's authentic. But that's probably a $50,000 spread that you got for free in advertising and drove traffic, who people are going to search for your product, seeing it on this authentic vehicle, and go right to your product that you don't have to pay per click or any other kind of search. And likewise, because people are searching for it, when they search for it and buy it, that is going to get you up organically in the search engine. And that's the thing that brands have to think about. You have to be a complete strategy. You can't just launch a brand and, like Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come. It doesn't really work that way. I always joke that the sequel to Field of Dreams is, ghosts don't pay for the baseball tickets, and the place goes out of business in sequel 2 because no one's really going to their field. So you have to always be on the forefront of how you're going to get people to see your product.
What I would like to stress on, and this is, I would like to hear your opinion. I know in the old ages, a lot of those household devices have been sold also on having somebody in a retail space and showcasing the product. This is still in Korea and Japan, like big Lotte malls, Hyundai department stores. It's still common that you have a space where a person is actually performing the waffle making, for example, or you have special barn festivals, special whatever festivals where you have somebody showcasing it. And actually a few brands have large sales by that on a physical part, but then it also goes viral because it demonstrates, and you have the online sale as well. Is there an offline strategy to that you say there's still an experience shopping?
Yeah, you would always want to be. Traditional retail, is always going to be important. The problem is, of course, it's important. Who doesn't want to sell to Target and Walmart? You want to sell to Target and Walmart. I want to sell to Target and Walmart. But that doesn't mean Target and Walmart doesn't want shares your enthusiasm. They usually don't, because if you think about it, everybody knows that retail traffic is going down every year. They know it. So it used to be that they would buy a product for $10 and sell it for $20. What do they do if they get less traffic? They'll start buying the product for $8.50 and sell it for $20. And then what do they do when traffic goes down more? They say, why can't I make it myself? And I will make it for $4. It's extremely more challenging to get your products into retail than it ever has before, because everybody wants it there. And if you don't want to play by the rules, they'll either do it themselves or they'll just find another spot in the on their shelves. People don't realize that Target is over 50% their own products now. U.S. chains like Michael's and Joann's are about 80% their own brands under about 10, 20 different brand names, because it makes sense.
It's the value chain, because they have the space, and then if they know that it'll sell it, so do it yourself.
For example, retails, they're always going to want stuff that's going to sell, and you make a lot of presentations, but the buyers, it's challenging because they want the larger brands, and your micro brands or your entrepreneurs. Usually it's you have to have a little level of sophistication to get into the brands, to get into those big box retailers. But I will tell you that the big brands, it's no longer selling to. You can no longer just have a good product selling to retail. All retailers want to know is, for us to have your product there, how are you going to bring people to their store? For example, if you look at a Target board game section, their prerequisite now is every board game must have a sales minimum of 50,000 units online or total before they take a brand, because they want to know social media strategy. Our brick waffle maker and the whole line of Waffle Wow is in traditional retail. And it was in traditional retail because they took notice of the Kickstarter and said, wow, this is pretty great. And then we had to give them a strategy of how we were going to bring people into Hobby Lobby and some of the other retailers that are carrying our product. But they want things that are going to sell. They want to be different. So, I think if someone and I'm sure everybody who sells traditional retail sees this. One year they could be in it, one year they're not. And I think the strategies are always trying to maybe have exclusive SKUs for retailers, embrace their online, even though like a Target or Walmart might say, hey, you got to start online. No, it's not an easy step to go from online there. But you know what? Those avenues are growing very significantly, and people do get Walmart and Target gift cards. So there's no real reason not to show your partnership, because eventually, when you have a hit, they might make space on the shelf for you.
Yeah, yeah, but I really like the waffle maker example that you put in there, because the one thing is to have a product that is needed in one end and it's just cool and is working, but the other side having the social media strategy and really the impact that you build from the start, which again is the value to be able to play into all those channels. Like you said, that's the secret sauce, to not go for the, I would say, quick product sell, but really build the storyline in order to also have the product life cycle in the end and to follow it up. Because if I buy it and I'm happy, I would buy the next product probably as well. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little less online brand loyalty per se, but you're right. I mean, if you like the product, absolutely. Most of your online experiences, you reduce a product to its core value. I'm a garlic, I'm looking for a garlic press. I'm looking for a unique kids waffle maker. You can change that by social media and stuff, where people are looking for brick building waffle maker. There's only one thing like it, and you can change that through brand awareness. But for the most part, like if you want a garlic press, you're looking for a garlic press online, and you might have the best garlic press out there, and hopefully it comes up in the search engine with reviews and stuff high up there that you can get it up. You can get it where you want it to be. Um, One thing I think that's important for people who are going online is 98% of the people who are online treat their product like an online product, and I think that's a big mistake. When you buy a garlic press, or let's say you're buying something, or a waffle maker, or you're buying whatever you're buying online, and you notice that it comes in a plastic bag, it comes in a brown box, and you're
Yep.
giving it as a gift, or it looks like a Chinese import, and you don't need it for mail order. Amazon even promotes mail order packaging. But if 1 out of 10 people are using that as a gift, you're losing 10% sale. You can increase 10% of your sales just by giving a nice package. And likewise, if you put side by side between the 10 commodities garlic presses or 10 waffle makers side by side, and yours is professionally packaged, you're getting a premium for it to cover the packaging cost, but you're also creating a little differential between yours product and the other product. And, very, very few online products could ever make it to retail because there's so many import packaging and saying, XYZ waffle maker on there. What you put
Yep.
into your product, if you take care of it, is what you're going to get out of it. I mean, you're traditional retail with your Xylus and the other, home good products, but you know that you took a lot of pride and energy into packaging because that's what made it sell off the shelf. And people think just
Exactly.
because there's not a shelf means I don't need that anymore. And yeah, you might save 20 cents on packaging, but you're basically putting yourself into a pool of piranhas versus being the headline act at the aquarium, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and this is an interesting thing when you bring up Silas, because is very successful in the US, and it's Swiss made, so it's seen as a high branded product. It has great packaging, it's great quality, even it's plastic, but it's a great product. Whereas in Europe, it's a good product, but it's seen much more high end in the US. And you have Joseph and Joseph. You have a few brands there who do a great job on that side. But like you said, you have to tell the story. You have to have the background there, and you have to build it to a certain extent. And I really like this conversion part, to say we have to generate a storyline on online, on social, and then transfer that to the offline world and to the channels.
On another note, I'll give you. You talked about conversion, and I think people selling on the online platforms, they look at their sales and they look at how much they pay in advertising. And of course, you know, everybody looks at conversion, but I think you have to, that is your end all be all. Because, for example, last month, and you may not know your in-store traffic in your brick and mortar retail, but
Howard, I think the connection now is breaking up. Is breaking up pretty bad. I think we lost you there. Let's wait a second if it gets better. Yeah, it's an experiment. Yeah.
People go to your product.
Yeah, I think the connection's pretty bad. Are you back? Are you back? Yeah, no problem. I think Howard.
Yeah.
I think connection's pretty.
I don't know if.
Yeah, now it's better. Yeah.
I think it's better now. And I apologize. It's a mobile. Yes, we love it. But
5G.
About the conversion, but the
5G.
Basically on conversion, if you we look at two different things. If you have high traffic, low sales, all you have to do is figure out what are they not understanding about your product. It could be packaging, it could be price, it could be what's precluding them from buying it. And likewise, if you have, which happens a lot, I have 10 people who look at my item, but 5 or 8 people buy it. All I got to do is figure out how do you get more traffic to that listing, because that listing is spectacular. Everybody's buying it. So if I can get up to 100 people looking at it, I'm going to have 50 to 80 sales. And those are simple things that the average person can do because the data is there, whether it's Google, eBay, Amazon, or any of the online platforms. And most retailers, most manufacturers now all have a significant portion of the we talk about traditional manufacturers, significant portion of their sales are on the online platform, either to online retailers who are selling on their behalf or for them selling directly to consumers.
Yeah, and they have large sourcing teams in general already. So I think you have a consolidation on the production or the manufacturing side, and you have the online channels on the other hand. But I think, Howard, it was great. Maybe to sum that up, is there any questions from the audience? Anything that you would want to ask us on that discussion? You can post it now. Otherwise, happy to have it in a later stage and put it into the show notes. I think we covered most of the stuff, so that's good. I let you drive safely, arrive home safe and sound, and it's been a pleasure to do the show. Really mobile, really agile, and really flexible. And I think that's in the current day and age. We said the connection was not really good, but in the end, how is it today that even in a remote area in the car, you can do a video broadcast globally? I think that's already great. We don't have 5G yet, but still it's a good thing to do, because it shows how we can operate in the future.
Well, it's always a pleasure for me as well. I mean, and it's fascinating technology, but love to continue to be on your show, and always great seeing you and your guests. And I'm happy to share any insights for whatever it's worth.
Thanks a lot, Howard.
Thank you, Joseph, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to be on today. Take care.
Bye-bye.